Here we are again, my friends, with another Warhammer 40k 10th edition index review, and today we are taking a look at the Drukhari, or the Dark Eldar, which is their proper name if you're an old school player like myself. This is kind of like the Chaos Eldar, so they are evil Eldar. If you saw the Eldar video, which you should totally go watch if you have not, then you know the Eldar. These guys are like their depraved cousins, and they literally live across the street from the Warp, so great idea, guys. They're like Cenobites that are elves, that are pirates, that have spaceships. It's all very confusing, you know, and listen, give us a like, subscribe to Theory Hammer. If you play the Dark Eldar, who are super duper cool, then leave a comment. Tell us what you think about them. Even if you don't play them, leave a comment anyway. And be sure to check out the rest of our index review playlist and the other playlists that we have, and we release new videos regularly, so be sure to hit that bell icon as well. We're just going to get right into the ravaging with the Dark Eldar army rule. They have power from pain. If your army faction is Drukhari, units from your army with this ability can become empowered through pain. This is done through pain tokens. Gaining a pain token. So if your army faction is Drukhari, and so if your army faction is Drukhari, you gain pain tokens as follows. At the start of the battle, depending on the battle size, you gain 2. Each time an enemy unit is destroyed, you gain a pain token. Each time an enemy unit fails a battle shock test, you gain a pain token. Each time you gain a pain token, you keep it to the side, and that's in your pain token pool. You then become empowered through this pain. At the start of any phase, you can expend 1 or more pain tokens from your pain token pool. Each time you do, select 1 unit from your army with the power from pain ability. Until the end of the phase, that unit is empowered and gains abilities listed below depending on the phase. So if you're empowered, alright, so at the start of any phase, you can spend 1 or more, okay. Alright, so in the movement or charge phase, you can reroll advance or charge rolls made for that unit, and then if you're in the shooting or fight phase, each time that model makes an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. Okay, so that's actually not so bad on its face, right? You gain a pain token, you're +1 to hit. I guess it's okay. It's okay. Re-roll advance and charge is on the others. Okay. Doesn't seem to be a limit on it. At the start of any phase, you can spend 1 more pain tokens. Each time you do, select 1 unit from your army with the power of pain. The unit is empowered. Yeah. So you could like reroll charges, and then you could get +1 to hit with your fighting. Interesting. Okay. So let's move on to their detachment rule. This is the Real Space Raiders. It's fucking garbage, guys. That's all you really need to know. If your army faction is Drukhari, then you can use this Real Space Raiders detachment rule. At the start of the battle, you gain 1 additional pain token for each of the following your army contains: 1 or more Archon, 1 or more Succubus, and 1 or more Homunculus. So these are all cumulative, so if you have all of them, you gain 3. That's what you get. Terrible, terrible garbage. Guy looks cool, though. Alright, so let's move on to the stratagems. So we got Prey on the Weak. This is a battle tactic for 1 CP in your shooting phase. You target 1 Cabal unit that is from your army, and 1 enemy unit that is below half strength. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack that targets the enemy unit, you can reroll the wound roll. So that's pretty good. So reroll wounds on a Cabal unit only, in your shooting phase only. Then you have Strike and Fade. It's Epic Deed for 2 CP. That's at the end of your shooting phase, 1 unit from your army that is not aircraft. It can immediately make a normal move, and then until the end of the turn, it cannot charge. And it cannot embark within a transport, notably. It's actually on the restrictions there. Acrobatic Display. This is in your charge phase for 1 CP. It's an Epic Deed. 1 Witch Cult unit from your army, and then until the end of the phase, your unit is eligible to declare a charge even if it fell back or advanced. So they can get Witch Cults advancing and charging. You can get Cabal units re-rolling wound rolls with re-rolling hits if you give them power from pain. So that's pretty good. Alliance of Agony. This is Real Space Raiders battle tactics for 1 CP at the start of any phase. 1 Archon. The targets are 1 Archon, 1 Succubus, and 1 Homunculus. So you have to have all 3 of them. Discard 1 pain token from your pain token pool. Until the end of the phase, all 3 of those models' units are empowered. You can only use this stratagem if you are able to select all 3 of these models as targets. Wow. So that's garbage. Cool. Quicksilver reactions. This is battle tactics for 1 CP in your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after you're targeted. You target the unit that was targeted, and then until the end of the phase, each time you're targeted, you're -1 to be hit. You cannot target homunculus covens with it, though. So basically, it's lightning fast reactions. It's just called Quicksilver reactions. Insensible to pain. This is battle tactics for 1 CP. This is in your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after an enemy unit has selected its targets. 1 homunculus covens unit from your army that was selected as the target of one or more of those attacks. Till the end of the phase, each time an attack targets your unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. So that's okay. If homunculus covens is a keyword that we can get on the, what are they called? There's grotesques and there's the flying ones. If you can get them on the flying ones, it might be nice. -1 to wound them. These are your enhancements. You have the Crucible of Malediction. This only goes on a homunculus. They're all going to be like that, isn't it? Oh my god. So 1 goes on a homunculus, 1 goes on an archon, 1 goes on a succubus. Suck me, please, because this is bad. Alright, this is what the homunculus one does. Once per battle at the start of the shooting phase, any shooting phase, so it could be your opponent's shooting phase, the bearer can use the enhancement. When it does, every enemy unit within 12 takes a battle shock test, subtracting 1 from the test if your dude is currently empowered. Each time a psyker fails a test, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. Oh, goodness. Well, that's pretty fucking bad. So Archon 1 is the Labyrinth Cunning. Each time you select the bearer's unit as the target of a stratagem, roll a d6, adding 3 to the result. If the stratagem being used is Alliance of Agony, on a 4+, you gain 1 CP. So you gain 1 automatically. Right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, so you get it back if you use that on all 3 of them. Blood Dancer is the next one. This goes on the Succubus. Improve the attacks and armor penetration characteristic of the bearer's melee weapons by 1. While you're empowered, improve it by 2. Both of them by 2 instead. And then Art of Pain. This goes on just a Drukhari model. In your command phase, if the bearer's on the battlefield, you gain 1 pain token. They're all garbage, dude. What? This is a dumpster fire. Alright. There is a cool picture with a big heart-shaped thing taking up the guy's entire body so you can't see him. It's like he's wearing a shield or something there. Your Archon. This is going to be the first boy up. Alright, what does an Archon do? Historically, these things have been pretty hilarious because they have a 2-up invuln. They're just fucking annoying to kill. You run around with a blaster pistol and stuff. Alright, so he moves 8. He's toughness 3 with a 4-up save and 4 wounds. Leadership 6 and OC of 1. He does have a 2-up invuln, which you cannot reroll ever. Right? You cannot reroll this invulnerable save. Yeah, and the first time it's failed, he loses it. He loses his invuln. Blast Pistol is a ranged weapon, or a Splinter Pistol is the other ranged weapon that he can get. Blast Pistol is a 6-inch range, but it's Strength 8, AP 3, and D3 damage. Your Splinter Pistol is going to be these like poisoned weapons with anti-infantry. Anything that's Splinter is probably going to be anti-infantry 3+, so I might just not even say it at some point, but just warning you. So the Splinter Pistol is Assault. It is anti-infantry 3+ and pistol. So it's Strength 2, AP 0, and 1 whole damage. 12-inch range. They both hit on 2s. Everything the Archon has will be hitting on 2s because he's, you know, he's a character. He's got Leader. He's got Power from Pain. He's an Overlord. While he's leading a unit, models in that unit make an attack and reroll wound rolls of 1. While they're empowered, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll the wound roll instead. Very nice. Devious Mastermind. Once per battle, after your opponent has used a stratagem. If this model is your warlord and on the battlefield, it can use this ability. If it does, you vect him, and the stratagem costs 1 more for the rest of the game. It's pretty good. He's got a invuln, like I said. No war gear options except for replacing his blast pistol, his splinter pistol with the blast pistol, because he comes with the pistol and his husk blade, which I actually didn't even talk about. Shit. Husk blade. Anti-infantry 3+, 5 attacks. Weapon skill 2, strength 3, AP 2, and damage 2. So not so bad. Wounding infantry on a 3-up, AP 2, 2 damage. He has infantry, Cabal, character, Eldari, Archon. Next you have this Beastmaster unit. There's a bunch of different stuff in this squad, so they all have like different profiles. So I'll just go over them one at a time. You got the actual Beastmaster. He's move 12, toughness 4, 6-up save, 3 wounds, leadership 6, and OC 1. His Clawed Fiend is 12-inch move, toughness 4, 6 up save, 5 wounds, leadership 8 and OC 1. Your Chimera moves 12, is toughness 4, with a 6+ save, 2 wounds, leadership 8, OC 1. The Razor Wings are the same exact profile, except they have 3 wounds instead of 2, like the Chimera there. So they have Splinter Pods as ranged weapons. They're anti-infantry 3 up in assault, with an 18-inch range with 2 shots, BS3, and that strength 2 AP01 damage. So for melee, they got Agonizers, at least somebody does. That's anti-infantry 3 up as well. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 3, AP1, damage 1. And they got the Clawed Fiend Fist, devastating wounds with 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 5, AP1, damage 2. Chimera Talons are lethal hits with 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 5, AP01 damage. And then the Razorwing Feathers, sustained hits 1, 6 attacks, strength 3, AP01 damage, also hitting on 4s. They do have Scout 9 inches, and they have Power from Pain. And then Beastmaster, while this unit contains a Beastmaster model, you can reroll charge rolls made for this unit. And each time a beast model in this unit makes an attack, reroll a hit roll of 1. Okay, so all of the models in the unit are beasts and Eldari, and then your Razorwing Flock has Fly. The Beastmaster has mounted character, Fly, and Beastmaster. Kind of a weird little unit there. So their unit composition is 1 Beastmaster, 1 Clawed Fiend, 2 Chimeras, and 3 Razorwing Flocks, so a bunch of wounds. The Beastmaster has a Splinter Pod and an Agonizer. The Clawed Fiends have Clawed Fiend Fists, of course. The Chimeras have their Talons, of course. And then the Razorwing Flock has their Feathers. I don't know how Feathers are going to hurt you in 40k, but these ones do. They have no war gear options, and we already went over their keywords. So the Court of the Archon will be your next up. They move 8, their toughness 3 with a 5 up save and 2 wounds apiece. Leadership 6 and OC 1. I'm assuming there's a bunch of different guys in this unit. So Eye Burst is a ranged weapon. That's a pistol and torrent. Weird. It's 12-inch range, D6 shots, strength 6, AP 2, and damage 1. It's a pretty good pistol, I'd say. You got your Shard Carbine. That's anti-infantry 3 up and assault, 18-inch range. 3 shots, strength 2, AP01 damage, hitting on 3s. Just about everything else is hitting on 3s. Actually, everything else is hitting on 3s as well. So you got your Splinter Pistol, that's your anti-infantry 3+ assault and pistol. That's strength 2, AP01 damage. 12-inch range, 1 attack, but that's the one that's just, anti-infantry 3 up. So wounding everything on 3s, that's an infantry guy. Got your basic close combat weapon as a melee weapon. That's 2 attacks hitting on 3s, strength 3, AP0, damage 1. You got your Sashimi Blade, anti-infantry 2+ on that, with 4 attacks, strength 4, AP2, and 1 damage. Not bad. Your Slith Battle Blade, 3 attacks, strength 5, AP2, and damage 2. And then Urgle Talons, sustained hits 1, 6 attacks, strength 4, AP0, damage 1. They have Power from Pain. They have this ability, Layman. While this unit contains 1 or more Layman models, weapons equipped by models in this unit have lethal hits, okay? Medusa, if you're in your shooting phase after this unit has shot, if any of those attacks made with its Eye Burst scored a hit against an enemy infantry unit, they must take a Battle Shock test. Okay, well, it's got a Slith. Each time an attack targets this unit, you subtract 1 from the wound roll. And then Urgle, while this unit contains an Urgle, it has fights first. They have a 5-up invuln. Pretty interesting little unit. They just come with the 4 people there. The Layman is equipped with the Sashimi Blade. The Medusa is equipped with the Eye Burst close combat weapon. Slith has the Shard Carbine, Splinter Pistol, and the Slith Blade. And then the Urgle has the Urgle Talons. And this is the Court of the Archon. So in the Declare Battle Formation step, this unit can join 1 Calibite Warrior unit from your army that is being led by an Archon. The Calibite Warrior unit cannot have more than 1 Court of the Archon unit joined to it. If it does, till the end of the battle, it just counts as part of that Calibite Warrior unit. Starting strength is increased, and accordingly, they're infantry, Cabal, Eldari, and that's it. So, a weird little unit there. I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's got a bunch of different abilities with all this stuff attached to it. So, maybe. Okay. Pretty cool. So, they'll be -1 to wound. They have fights first. And lethal hits. if they're attached to like a Calibite warrior unit. So that's interesting. Okay. Cabalite. Yeah, it's Cabalite warrior. Kronos, though, he's the next one. He moves 7, he's toughness 7 with a 3-up save and 7 wounds. Okay. He's not as tough as I thought he would be in this edition. Leadership 6, OC 2, Deadly Demise 1, and Feel No Pain 5+. So yeah, he's not like super durable. He does have a Spirit Siphon that's a flamer with ignores cover. And Torrent, 12-inch range, D6 shots, strength 5, AP 1, damage 1, so heavy flamer. And then Spirit Vortex, its blast, also has ignores cover, 18-inch range, D6 shots, 3s to hit, strength 5, AP 1, damage 1. And then Spirit Leech Tentacles, it's got 4 attacks, weapon skill 4, strength 5, AP 0, damage 1. Deadly Demise 1, and then that Feel No Pain 5 up, so it is kind of durable, a little bit more durable. Got about 10 wounds at that point. It's got Power from Pain. It's got Pain Parasite. It's an aura. Each time a pain token is removed from your pain pool to empower a unit, if the empowered unit is within 9 inches of this unit, on a 4-up, you gain 1 pain token back. It does have that 6-up invulnerable save. It is a monster Homunculus Coven's Fly, Eldari. Okay. It is a monster. It can be equipped with a Spirit Vortex. Okay, it just comes with its Spirit Siphon and its Spirit Leech Tentacles. You can take them in units of 1 to 2. Alright, so interesting little unit there. Drazar, Master of Blades. He's moved 7, toughness 3 with a 2-up save and 5 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1. He's got the Executioner Demiclaves. He's got 2 different attacks here. He's either got Devastating Wounds or Twin Linked. So the Devastating Wound profile is 5 attacks, they both hit on 2s, strength 6, AP 2, and damage 3. And then Executioner Demiclaves, those are Twin Linked with 7 attacks, strength 5, AP 2, and damage 2. He's a leader with Power from Pain. He has Master of Blades. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. Okay. Vicious Execution is the next one. Once per battle, when this model's unit is selected to fight, it can use this ability. If it does, until the end of the phase, melee weapons equipped by this model have the Precision ability, and each time an enemy character is destroyed by this model, you gain D3 pain tokens. If that character that was destroyed was the enemy warlord, you just gain 3 instead. He's got a 4-up invuln. He's cool in combat, he's not super standout. He's got his Demiclaves, he can be attached to Incubi, he's got no war gear options. He is infantry character epic hero, and Eldari. Grotesques. These are 7-inch move, toughness 5 with a 6-up save, 4 wounds, leadership 6, and OC 1. They have liquefier guns, which are Torrent, 12-inch range, D6 shots, strength 4, AP 1, damage 1. They have a 5-up Feel No Pain, and then they have monstrous weapons. So they don't have any crazy combat weapons anymore. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 5, AP 1, damage 2. So, yeah, definitely not nearly as cool as they used to be, for sure. Although, having a liquefier gun's cool. Probably just one of them has it, though. 5-up Feel No Pain, Power from Pain, and then Mindless Killing Machines. Each time a model in this unit is destroyed by melee attack on a 4-up, it can attack before you're removed from play. So, kind of whatever. 6-up invuln. It's not bad, but whatever. They can all be equipped with a liquefier gun, so they can all have one. Interesting. Infantry, Homunculus Coven, Eldari. They just all have monstrous weapons. 3 to 6 dudes in a unit. Yeah. Moving on to the Homunculus. He moves 7. He's toughness 4. 6-up save. 6-up invuln. 5 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1. He's equipped with a Stinger pistol. It's anti-infantry 2-up pistol precision. So this one's a little different. It's 12-inch range with 1 shot still. Hits on 2s. Strength 2 because it's got that anti-infantry 2+. But it is AP 1 and damage D3. So kind of cool. The cool little pistol that'll once a game do a damage. Homunculus Tools and Scissor Hands in combat. Mr. Edward Scissorhands, baby. He's anti-infantry 2+ and precision. 5 attacks, strength 3, AP 1, damage D3, hitting on 2s. So, interesting enough there. Feel No Pain 5+, and leader. He's got Power from Pain, Master of Pain. While he's leading a unit, they have 4-up Feel No Pain. And then Fear Incarnate. While an enemy unit is within 6, each time they take a Battle Shock test, subtract 1 from the test. So, whatever. I hate Battle Shock abilities. I think they're awful. I just don't like them. I don't like them one bit. He has the Stinger pistol. He's got his Edward Scissorhands and tools. He can only be attached to racks, and he's got no options at all. He's an infantry homunculus coven's character Eldari. So, lots of flavor there with no war gear or anything. Not that I really care that much, but just saying. You got the Hellions next. They're like these green goblin motherfuckers that fly around and shoot you and throw grenades at you and do all this stuff. They're green goblins. There's a unit of green goblins that move 14 inches, toughness 4 with a 5-up save, 2 wounds, leadership 6, and OC of 1. They have splinter pistols and they have splinter pods. We've seen both of those already. Their melee weapons are the Heliarch weapon. It's anti-infantry 3+, and sustained hits 1. It's 5 attacks, strength 3, AP 1, damage 1, hitting on 3s. Everything's hitting on 3s for these guys. Their Hellglaive, that's going to be sustained hits 1 with 3 attacks, strength 4, AP 1, damage 2, and then power from pain and hit and run. They're eligible to shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which they fell back. You can take a Phantasm grenade launcher. It gives them the grenades keyword, which is pretty good, and they do have a 6-up invuln. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully they're cheap. There is either 5 or 10 guys in the squad. They all have their splinter pods and Hellglaives, and then the Heliarch can be equipped with a Phantasm grenade launcher, and his Hellglaive can be replaced with a splinter pod and a Heliarch weapon. They're mounted fly Eldari witch cult, so they are witches on boards. They're witches on brooms, but their brooms are very advanced, and they have jetpacks, and that's how they work now. You got the Incubi. Incubi moves 7. They are toughness 3, 3-up save, 1 wound, except for like the Clavex, he's got 2. Leadership 6 and OC of 1. They have demi-claves, just like Drazar, but they're a little bit different, I'm assuming. Single blade, no devastating wounds or anything, just 3 attacks, strength 4, AP 2, damage 2, or the dual blades, twin linked, 6 attacks, strength 4, AP 1, damage 1, and everything's hitting on 3s, and then they can take a clave, which is the exact same thing as a demi-clave. It's just 3 attacks, strength 4, AP 2, damage 2, with no secondary profile. They have power from pain, and then at the start of the fight phase, each enemy unit within engagement range of one or more units with this ability must take a battle shock test. So that's makes me want to cry very, very hard, and I hate it. 5-up invuln. They have infantry Eldari. Alright, so they got claves. You got 5 to 10 incubi with claves, running up, chop chop, making some sashimi blades. The Clavex clave can be replaced with a demi-clave, and that's what you got. You got these incubi. So, without really discussing the points, it's hard to say exactly how good the incubi are. That's intentional, because the points change over time, by the way. So, check out the points. They're probably linked in the description down below anyway. But you have to form your own opinion and tell me what you think of the incubi and every other unit, because that's what building army lists is all about. You think they're worth their points? Great. I'm here to tell you their abilities and their other stuff. And we got the Calabite Warriors next. Cabalite Warriors. I'm pretty sure I keep saying the wrong way. Cabalite Warriors. These are your baseline infantry. You've seen these guys on every screenshot and poster that the Dark Eldar have. Drukhari, whatever you want to call them. So these guys are pretty cool. This guy's very angry. He looks like a... Now we're just going to move on. They move 8. They're toughness 3. Save of 4. Wound of 1. Leadership 6. And OC of 2. They have a blast pistol. That's going to be a 6-inch range. 1 shot. Strength 8. AP 3. D3 damage. Thingy-majig. Everything hits on 3s except for some heavy weapons. So that's one of the ones that hits on 3s. And I'll point out the ones that hit on 4s. The blaster is assault with an 18-inch range. 1 shot. Strength 8. AP 4. D6 plus 1 damage. Then you have the Dark Lance. That is heavy, so if you stay still, you get plus 1 to hit. 36-inch range, strength 12, AP 3, and damage D6 plus 2. And this is one that hits on 4s, so if you stay still, hit on 3s again. You have Shredder from Ninja Turtles here. It's Assault and Torrent. 18-inch range, D6 shots, strength 6, AP 0, 1 damage. Splinter Cannon, anti-infantry 3-up, sustained hits 1, and heavy. 36 inches with 3 shots, hitting on 4s. Strength 3, but it is AP 1 and damage 2 with anti-infantry 3-up. So it's basically a heavy bolter, kind of. It's their iteration of a heavy bolter. Splinter Pistol is anti-infantry 3-up, assault and pistol. You know what that does. And then the Splinter Rifle. This is actually a new thing I don't think we've seen until now. It is also anti-infantry 3 up, so it's going to be strength 2 AP 0 1 damage in that case. Has assault, so you can move and advance and also shoot. 24-inch range with 2 shots. Not bad. For melee, they have the Saberite weapon, that's anti-infantry 3 up. That's going to be on your sergeant most likely. 3 attacks at strength 3, AP 1, damage 1, and then everyone else has a close combat weapon, just 2 attacks, hitting on 3s though, strength 3, AP 0, 1 damage. They of course have power from pain, and sadistic raiders. If you control an objective marker at the end of your command phase, and this unit, or any transport this unit is embarked within, is within range of that objective marker, it remains under your control. So it's sticky objectives. Oh baby, sticky objectives even for your transport? These guys are great. These are a good unit. Phantasm Grenade Launcher. The Bears unit has the grenades keyword. Yeah, these are great because you put them in a raider, they start on an objective, turn 1, so they auto make that sticky. They fly up to another objective in the midfield somewhere on the flanks. They make that sticky. If you can control it and keep it, that's great. I like that ability. So if they have the Phantasm Grenade Launcher, they get the grenades keyword, which is always good to have. They have units of 5 or 10, just 10. I was going to say 5 to 10 for some reason because I'm so used to it. But no, just 10 here. They have splinter rifles and close combat weapons. The Sergeant's close combat weapon can be replaced with a Saberite weapon. He can take a Phantasm Grenade Launcher. His splinter rifle can be replaced with a blast pistol or a splinter pistol. One warrior splinter rifle can be a blaster. One warrior splinter rifle can be a dark lance. One warrior splinter rifle can be a shredder. One warrior splinter rifle can be a splinter cannon. So you're just going to take all 4 of those, a blast pistol, and then you'll have 5 other dudes. So that's kind of cool. Just a bunch of heavy weapons on that unit. Pretty sweet stuff there. They're infantry cabal battle line, so you can take a bunch of these guys. Eldari, and I kind of assumed they were going to be battle line, but they are. Now we know. Lilith Hesperex is here to slice your face up with her big hair and her blades. She moves 8, she's toughness 3, she's got a 6 up save, 4 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1, and a 4 up invuln. She has her Lilith blades for anti-infantry 2 up, sustained hits 2 with 8 attacks, strength 3, AP 2, and damage 1. So she'll do a number to some stuff. 8 attacks, 7 hits, 9 hits, wounding on 2s, 8 wounds. You know, she'll get some damage through. She'll do like 5 wounds or something. Some infantry unit with a 3 up save, that is. She has fights first and leader, she has power from pain, and then Brides of Death. While this model is leading a unit, models in that unit have fights first, and each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 of the strength characteristic of that attack and improve the armor penetration by 1. So she'd actually be AP... improve the armor... Yeah. So she'd actually be AP 3. It's with 9 hits-ish, 8 wounds-ish. So, not bad. That's killing, 4 Marines by herself. Thrilling spectacle once per battle. At the start of the fight phase, this model can use this ability. When it does, until the end of the phase, the attack's characteristic of her blades is increased to 12, and she has a 3 up invuln. So that's pretty cool. She's not great, though, but whatever. She's got her blades. She's an epic hero. She can be attached to witches only. It'd be cool if she could be attached to, the Hellions or something. She's infantry, witch cult, character, epic hero, Eldari, and succubus. Oop. Got mandrakes. The mandrakes move 8 in their toughness 3, 7 up save with a 5 up invuln, 1 wound, leadership 6, and OC of 1. They have a Bane Blast. It's assault and devastating wounds, 18-inch range, 2 shots, BS 3, strength 5, AP 0, and damage 1. And then Glimmer Steel Blades in combat. Those are strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage, 3 attacks, weapon skill 3. They do have infiltrators, so that's good, and stealth. They have power from pain and fade away. At the end of your opponent's turn, if this unit is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, you can remove it from the battlefield, and then in your reinforcement step of your next movement phase, you can deep strike it basically. 9 inches away from any enemy models. If the battle round ends, they are destroyed if they're not on the battlefield. They just come with their Bane Blast and their Glimmer Steel Blades. They look real cool though. Pretty cool indeed. I wonder what their lore is. Creatures of Midnight Horror, crawling from the Shadow Realms. Interesting. I'm sure there's a lot more about them. They are units of 10 or 5. You can do either. No war gear. Infantry Eldari. Got the Raider. This is your transport. Moves 14, so it's fast as hell. Toughness 8, 4 up save and 10 wounds. Leadership 6 and OC of 2, so it's not going to live very long. It does have a Dark Lance or a Disintegrator, and those hit on 3s. The Dark Lance is strength 12 AP 3, damage D6 plus 2, that's one shot at 36 inches. Or you get the Disintegrator Cannon, that's strength 5, AP 2, damage 2, 3 shots at 36 inches. So probably going to go with the Dark Lance on that one. Got Blade Veins, that's 3 attacks, weapon skill 4, strength 6, AP 0, damage 1. Deadly Demise D3, Deep Strike, and Firing Deck 11. So 11 of your little duty dudes can fire out of this thing. Power from Pain, Aether Sails, each time it advances, just add 6, don't roll. It has a 6-up invuln. It does come with the Dark Lance and Blade Veins. You can replace the Dark Lance with the Disintegrator. It has a transport capacity of 11, and each grotesque model takes up the space of 3, but it cannot transport flying guys. It's a vehicle transport, dedicated transport, fly, Eldari. So the Ravager is the same exact chassis, it's just got more guns. It's here to blow you up. It moves 14, its toughness 9, so a little tougher. 4-up save, 11 wounds, so a little bit tougher. Leadership 6 and OC of 3. It's either got 3 Dark Lances or 3 Disintegrator Cannons. You might be able to mix and match. It's got those Blade Veins as well. Deadly Demise D3 and Deep Strike. Did this have Deep Strike? It does have Deep Strike, yeah. Okay, so they both have Deep Strike and Deadly Demise D3. Power from Pain, and then Eradicate the Foe. Each time this model makes an attack that targets an enemy unit that is at its starting strength, reroll a hit roll of 1. Interesting. If a unit at starting strength of 1, its ability only applies if it has its starting number of wounds. It's got a 6-up invuln if it's wounded, so 1 to 4 wounds remaining, it's -1 to hit. It comes with 3 Dark Lances and Blade Veins, and then any number of Dark Lances can be replaced with Disintegrators, so you can mix and match. It's a vehicle, Cabal, Fly, Eldari. Then you have the Razor Wing Jet Fighter. He moves 20 inches, or it moves 20 inches. Its toughness 8, 4-up save, wounds 10, leadership 6, and OC 0. So it's basically a raider. It's a flying raider that has a bunch of guns. It's got Dark Lances, Disintegrators, those are we know. So that's the 3-shot, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2 thing. Razor Wing missiles, either Monoscythe, Neurotoxin, or Shatterfield. Monoscythe are blast, and they're all blast, but this one is just blast. 48-inch range on all 3 profiles. The Monoscythe are D6 shots. Everything hits on 3s. Strength 6, AP 1, damage 2. It's okay. You got your Neurotoxin missiles. That's D6 plus 3. Strength 2, AP 0, damage 1. But it's anti-infantry 2+. And then Shatterfield. That is D6 shots. Strength 7, AP 1, damage 1. Okay, Twin Splinter Rifle. So this is a twin-linked splinter rifle that also has rapid fire, which the other ones didn't, right? I'm pretty sure they didn't. Alright, let's just go over it. Anti-infantry 3-up, assault, rapid fire 1, and twin-linked. 24-inch range with 1 shot. Strength 2, AP 0, damage 1. Then splinter cannon, that's anti-infantry 3-up as well. Sustained hits 1, 36-inch range, 3 shots, strength 3, AP 1, damage 2. And then Bladed Wings, that's going to be 3 attacks, strength 6, AP 0, damage 1, we don't give a fuck about that. Deadly Demise D3, stealth, power from pain, and then ground attack craft. Each time this model makes a ranged attack that targets an enemy unit, excluding units that fly, you add 1 to hit. It's got a 6-up invuln. It comes with 2 Dark Lances, Razor Wing missiles, a twin splinter rifle, and Bladed Wings. Its Dark Lances can be Disintegrator cannons. Its splinter rifle can be a splinter cannon, which you would probably do. It's got vehicle, fly, aircraft, Eldari. Alright. Then you got Reavers. So these are your jet bike guys. They're really, really cool looking. I want an army of Reavers. That's what I would like to play if I was going to play Dark Eldar. So they move 16, just base. Toughness 4, 4-up save, 2 wounds, leadership 6, and OC of 2. They have blasters as an option. That's the 18-inch range, 1 shot, strength 8, AP 4, D6 plus 1 damage weapon. Are they witches? Yeah. So Heat Lance, that's assault, melts a 3. That's 18-inch range. Strength 14, AP 4, and damage D6. Jesus Christ. Okay, Splinter Pistol, anti-infantry 3-up pistol assault. We know that one. We know the Splinter Rifle. We know those things. The Agonizer's anti-infantry 3+ with 4 attacks. Strength 3, AP 1, damage 1. I feel like they should have the Cabalite keyword, not the Witch Cult keyword. They also have Blade Veins, that's 3 attack, strength 4, AP 0, damage 1, hitting on 3s for all of its shooting, all of their combat are hitting on 3s. Eviscerating Flyby. Each time this unit ends a normal move, you can select one enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles that it moved over during that move. If you do, roll 1d6 for each model in this unit. On a 4+, you suffer 1 mortal wound. War Gear abilities, you got your Caltrops. Each time you roll to inflict wounds using this Eviscerating Flyby ability, you can reroll 1d6 for each model equipped with 1. Okay. Grav Talon, the bear's melee weapons have Lance. 6-up invuln. The Arena Champion can take an Agonizer, huh? They all have Splinter Pistols and Splinter Rifles and Blade Veins. 3 to 6 guys in a unit. The Champion takes an Agonizer. For every 3 models in the unit, 1 Splinter Rifle can be a Blaster or a Heat Lance. I would take the Heat Lance every single time, 100 times out of 1. For every 3 models in the unit, 1 model can be equipped with one of the following. Probably the Caltrops to reroll that wound. At 16-inch move, they'll fly right over stuff and just drop bombs. Heat Lance you, charge you, die. That's what they'll do. They are mounted Witch Cult Fly Eldari. Scourges. So these guys are like the Devastators of the Dark Eldar, I guess. They also really fast at 14 inches, toughness 3, 4-up save, 1 wound, leadership 6, OC of 1. So the ranged weapons are your Blast Pistol, your Blasters, your Dark Lances, your Haywire Blasters, which are anti-vehicle 4+, dev wounds, and heavy, 24-inch range, 2 shots, hitting on 4s, strength 3, AP 1, damage 3. So they're good against vehicles. The Heat Lance, this is Assault, Heavy, and Melta 3. This is a little bit different than the other one. It's the same weapon, it's just got Assault and Heavy, or maybe just Heavy this time. 18-inch range, hits on 4s, 1 shot, strength 14, AP 4, and damage D6. Then your Shard Carbine, that's 3 shots with anti-infantry 3+ at 18-inch range, and Assault, it's otherwise strength 2, AP 1, or AP 0, damage 1. Your Shredder, that's Assault and Torrent, 18-inch range, D6 shots, strength 6, AP 0, 1 damage. Splinter Cannon, it's anti-infantry 3 up. It's heavy, it's sustained hits 1. It's got 3 shots at strength 3, AP 1, and damage 2. Hitting on 4s again with 36-inch range there. Yeah, it's probably not the one you're going to take. Probably going to take Dark Lances. Maybe Blasters because they're so fast. But definitely not. You're going to take Dark Lances. Then you have the Splinter Pistol and the Soul Right weapons for melee, anti-infantry 3+, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s with both of these things here. Strength 3, AP 0, 1 damage, and the close combat weapon is just 2 attacks, is strength 3, AP 0, and 1 damage, and no anti-infantry or anything cool. They have Deep Strike, they have Power from Pain, and they have Winged Strike. In your shooting phase, after this unit has shot, if it's not within engagement range of any enemy units, it can make a normal move up to 6. That's awesome. 5-up invuln. Okay, these guys are cool, because they can shoot 4 Dark Lances at you and then move behind cover where you can't see them anymore. So that's pretty good. Hopefully they're not too expensive. Units of 5 to 10, everyone's got a Shard Carbine close combat weapon. The Sergeant can take a Soul Right weapon. The Sergeant's Carbine can be replaced with a Blast Pistol or a Splinter Pistol, and then up to 4 Scourges can replace their Shard Carbines with either a Blaster, Dark Lance, Drukhari Haywire Blaster, Heat Lance, Shredder, or Splinter Cannon. It's awesome. Infantry Fly, Grenades, Jump Pack, and Eldari. Okay, we got the Succubus. Moves 8, toughest 3. 6-up save with a 4-up invuln, 4 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1, Blast Pistol as an option, or Splinter Pistol as an option. Succubus weapons are anti-infantry 3-up melee weapons. There are 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 3, AP 2, and damage 1. And I should mention that her pistols also hit on 2s. She has Leader, Power from Pain, and then Storm of Blades while she's leading a unit. Melee weapons equipped by models in that unit have sustained hits 1, and Combat Drugs. If this model is empowered in the fight phase, then until the end of the fight phase, models in this model's unit have fights first. Okay, pretty good for what she is. She's got a Succubus weapon, she can be attached to witches, and she can take one of those 2 pistols, either a Blast Pistol or a Splinter Pistol. She's Infantry Witch Cult, character Eldari. Next we got these Talos, the Talos Pain Engine, although it's just a Talos now. Move 7, toughness 7, 3-up save, 7 wounds. Leadership 6, OC 2, 6-up invulnerable save, so whatever, you know, not bad. I'll take a 6-up invuln. It's just not really relevant very often. Feel No Pain 5+, and then it has a bunch of cool guns here. Either a twin Drukhari Haywire Blaster, it's going to be anti-vehicle 4+, devastating wounds, and twin-linked. so rerolling wounds. 24-inch range, 2 shots. All of its guns hit on 4s, so keep that in mind. Strength 3, AP 1, damage 3. Twin Heat Lance, Assault, Melta, Twin Linked, no heavy this time. 18-inch range, 1 shot. Strength 14, AP 4, D6 damage. Twin Splinter Cannon is a Twin Linked Splinter Cannon, so anti-infantry 3 up. Sustained hits 1, Twin Linked with 3 shots. Strength 3, AP 1, damage 2. It's their heavy bolter equivalent. Stinger Pod, 2d6 shots. Strength 5, AP 0, 1 damage. No anti-infantry or anything on that. 24-inch range. And then Twin Liquefier Gun. Torrent Twin Linked, 12-inch range. D6 shots. Strength 4, AP 1, damage 1. They have Deadly Demise 1, Feel No Pain 5 up, Power from Pain, and then Pain Engine. If this unit destroys an enemy unit until the end of the battle, it is empowered, just permanently. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool. What has it got here? So it's got Twin Splinter Cannon, 2 Macro Scalpels. Did I miss its melee? Yep. I totally missed its melee somehow. I guess it's that time of night. Time for me to go to bed. They got Chain Flails, 8 attacks, Strength 6, AP 0, damage 1, hits on 3s, Macro Scalpel, 5 attacks, Strength 7, AP 1, damage 2, hits on 3s, Talos Gauntlet, 5 attacks, Strength 8, AP 2, damage 3, hitting on 4s, and then Talos Ichor Injector, extra attacks, 1 extra attack at Strength 7, AP 1, damage 2, hitting on 3s. They have their Twin Splinter Cannon and their Macro Scalpels. Any number of models can replace their Twin Splinter Cannon with one of the following, and you take them in units of 1 to 2. So any number of them can have a Twin Drukhari, Haywire Blaster, a Heat Lance, or a Stinger Pod. Any number of models can replace one of their Macro Scalpels with one of the following, either a Twin Liquefier Gun or 1 Talos Ichor Injector, and then any number of models can each replace one of their Macro Scalpels with the following, either Chain Flails or a Talos Gauntlet. Okay, so you can keep the Gauntlet, do some cool stuff, and also have some cool guns. They are monsters. They are Homunculus Covens, they are Fly, and they are Eldari. Alright, so we're getting close to the end here. Urian Rakarth, he moves 7, he's toughness 4. 6 up save, 4 up invuln. 5 wounds with leadership 6 and OC of 1. He's got the Casket of Flensing, 12-inch range, 3d6 shots, strength 3, AP 1, damage 1, but it's only once per battle, so it's devastating wounds, 1 shot, and torrent. In melee, he's got his tools and Edward Scissorhands. It's anti-infantry 2 up and precision. 5 attacks, strength 3, AP 1, damage D3. He's got a 4 up, Feel No Pain, and leader, Power from Pain, and Fleshcraft. At the end of your movement, if this model can heal 1 friendly Kronos, Talos, Grotesque, or Rax within 6. If it does, you regain 3 lost wounds. If you select Rax, 3 models are returned to the unit instead. Then Horrific Regeneration. The first time this model is destroyed on a 2+, set it back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where it was destroyed and not within engagement range of any enemy units. And that's at the end of the phase that you roll that d6. It's not immediately. No war gear options, just has his casket, his tools. He can be attached to Rax. He's Infantry Homunculus Coven's character, Epic Hero Eldari Homunculus. The Venom, this is your little tiny transport. This moves 14. I'm surprised it doesn't move 16 like the jet bike things. Toughness 6, 4 up save, 6 wounds, leadership 6, and OC of 1. Splinter Cannon, we know that by now. Splinter Rifle, hopefully we know that by now. This one is different. It's anti-infantry 3 up, assault, rapid fire 1, twin linked, 24-inch range, but this one has 2 shots instead of 1. Strength 2, AP 0, 1 damage. Blade Veins, 3 attacks, Strength 5, AP 0, damage 1. It's got Deadly Demise 1, Deep Strike, Firing Dex 6, and Stealth, so it is -1 to hit. It's got Power from Pain, and then Athletic Aerialist. At the end of the fight phase, if there are no models currently embarked on the transport, you can select 1 friendly Drukhari's unit within 6, or that has 6 or fewer models wholly within 6. If you select Grotesques, you cannot select Grotesques or units that can fly. Unless you're within engagement range, you can embark. Okay, so at the end of the fight phase, units that are not within engagement range can get into this transport. Great. That's awesome. That's great. So, what does it come with, though? It's got a Splinter Cannon and a Twin Splinter Rifle and Blade Veins. The Splinter Rifle can be replaced with a Splinter Cannon, so it can have 2 Splinter Cannons. Not so bad. It has a transport capacity of 6, cannot transport grotesques or fly dudes before the battle. At the start of the declare battle formation step, you can select one Cavalite Warriors or Witches unit from your army. If you do, that unit can split into two, each containing an equal number of models, and you have to make note of which guys are in which unit, and then you have to start one of them in the transport. The other unit can be deployed separately. So it combat squads your Cavalite Warriors. Very interesting, or Witches, very interesting. Vehicle, transport, dedicated transport, fly, Eldari. I mean, that's not bad, right? Okay. Void Raven Bomber. This moves 20, toughness 9. 4-up save with a 6-up invuln. Wounds of 12 and a leadership of 6 and OC of 0. So it is a little bit beefier than the other one. The, God, I can't remember the name. There's too many names to remember. All I care about are its stats. This thing has a Dark Scythe. That's going to be a 24-inch ranged weapon. 6 shots, strength 8, AP 4, and damage 2. Okay, hitting on 3s with everything. Void Lance, that's 2 shots at 36. Strength 14, AP 4, damage D6 plus 2, so a little bit better Dark Lance there. And then Void Raven Missiles with 2 different profiles, Implosion or Shatterfield. Implosion, 48-inch range on both profiles. D3 shots, strength 9, AP 2, damage 3. Or you got D6 shots with blasts, strength 7, AP 1, damage 1. And Bladed Wings, whatever, we don't fucking care. Deadly Minus D3 and Stealth, Power from Pain, Void Mine. Once per battle, after this unit ends a normal move, you can select one enemy unit it moved over during that move and roll a D6 for each enemy unit within D6 inches of that unit on a 4+. That enemy unit suffers D6 mortal wounds. You can select one enemy model it moved over during that move and roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within d6 inches of that model. Okay. Weird. If it's got 1 to 4 wounds remaining, it's -1 to hit. Okay. It comes with 2 Void Lances and Bladed Wings. It can be equipped with the Void Raven Missiles, which why wouldn't you do that? And its 2 Void Lances can be 2 Dark Scythes instead. It's got Vehicle, Aircraft, Fly, Eldari. You got Racks. Racking it up. They're movement of 7, toughness of 4, 6-up save, 1 wound, leadership 6, and OC of 2. Their ranged weapons are going to be a Hex Rifle that's heavy in precision with 36 inches, 1 shot, BS 3 on everything, strength 6, AP 2, and damage 3. You got your Liquefier Gun, we've seen this a few times. It's Torrent, strength 4, AP 1, damage 1. OSA Factor, Anti-Infantry 4+, and Dev Wounds. 24-inch range, 1 shot, strength 2, AP 2, damage 2. Okay. Stinger Pistol, Anti-Infantry 2+, and Pistol. We know that already. Rack Blades, Anti-Infantry 4+, 2 attacks, weapon skill 3, strength 3, AP 0, damage 1. And then Feel No Pain 5+, and then Power from Pain. The Torturer's Craft, each time this unit destroys an enemy unit, you gain 1 pain token. When this unit is destroyed, you gain 1 pain token. Kind of mid unit. If I Feel No Pain, makes them pretty durable. You take them in units of 5 to 10, they all have rack blades. For every 5 dudes in the unit, 1 takes a Hex Rifle, 1 takes a Liquefier Gun, 1 takes an Ulsa Factor, 1 takes a Stinger Pistol. You can't be equipped with more than 1 ranged weapon. They are Infantry, Battle Line, Homunculus Coven, Eldari, and Racks. Then you have the Witches. I think this is the last unit in the index, because I am exhausted at this point. There's not been anything stand out, except for, a few units here and there. Witches. They move 8, their toughness 3 with a 6-up save, 1 wound, leadership 6, and OC 2. They have blast pistols as at least an option on the Sergeant. That's going to be your blast pistol. Strength 8, AP 4, D3 damage at 6-inch range. Splinter pistol, whatever. Hekatari Blade, 3 attacks. Weapon skill 3. Strength 3, AP 1, damage 1. Power from Pain, and then No Escape. Each time an enemy unit, excluding monsters and vehicles, within engagement range of 1 or more units from your army with this ability is selected to fall back. Models in that enemy unit must take a desperate escape test as if they were battle shocked. When doing so, if you are battle shocked, you subtract 1 from the roll. Then Phantasm Grenade, you gain the grenade's keyword as a war gear option. You gain a 6-up invuln all the time, and a 4-up invuln against melee attacks. That's something that they've kind of always had. They're always in units of 10. They have splinter pistols, Hecatari blades, and then the Hecatrix can be equipped with a Phantasm grenade launcher, so that's your sergeant, and the Hecatrix splinter pistol can be replaced with a blast pistol, and that is it. They are infantry, battle line, witch cult, Eldari, and that is it. If you, dear viewers, feel like you just went through hell and back here, I'm with you, but we made it out, alright? We're still alive. There were some good units in here, but not very many. I'm just not sure that they're going to be able to keep them going, you know what I mean? Leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, check out our other videos that we have out there as well. Thank you so much for your support, guys, and thank you for making it till the end here. And with that, I'm just going to bid you adieu, and I'll see you little hedonists in the next one.